And welcome everybody to Inside the Locker Room podcast. Today we got a two-man show. It's just dope ass Jeff and myself, Big Time Tony. Our co-host is he was away for the weekend and couldn't make it in. He's been a part-timer today. And you know who that is? That's big old dog Owen, the Mr. Part-timer.
Mm-hmm.
But on a serious note, hope you had fun, Owen. I'm sure you're going to catch the podcast later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you're going to get messages you talking shit to us like you fuckers.
Yep, Mr. Part-Timer. We were all waiting. Well, I mean, me and Tony were waiting for the, oh no, I'll be on tonight. So, yeah. You know, I do wish that you have a good time, or had a good time. You're resting now, probably. But yeah, we will miss you this week for sure. But Mr. Part-Timer, you get one a month. That's it, on, okay? So this is your one call off, so you can't get any more.
Yep, no more vacation time. Well, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. Steelers didn't play, so I was able to relax and not have to stress out over a game again. You got to stress out later, so.
I'm not stressing it because Jones is not playing. They're leaving
Barkley's officially active.
They're leaving it up to Barkley if he wants to play.
He's actually active. Like, I just got that notification. He's active right now.
Okay. Hello, Ann, and what's up, Ryan? Some of our regular viewers.
Yep.
Yeah, I just got the notice about Barkley just now on my phone.
So, I mean, that's good. Waller is questionable with a groin injury, so he might not play. He might play. Who knows with that? It might not make a difference anyway, but it's fucking Tyrod Taylor throwing to him.
Oh, so you ready to get into it?
Yes, sir, I am. Yes, Tony.
All right, the first topic for the day. Matt Jones on hot seat as New England's quarterback.
We had a rant about him last week, but hell yeah, he is. Hell yeah, he is. That they're playing the Raiders today. They're losing right now. I looked up his, Yep. I looked up the stats, and they're not good on the season. He's thrown for 1,008 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions with a 62.5 completion percentage and a QBR of 39.9, which is 26th in the NFL.
Whew.
I will say he is in front of Joe Burrow, Russell Wilson, Kenny Pickett, Zach Wilson, and a few other QBs. So he is in front of a few, but yeah, I mean, this is consistent garbage play from him. I mean, we ran about it last week, you know, how bad he's been, and they're losing once again to the Raiders. So yeah, he's on the hot seat. They brought in a different second stringer, so I think his last name is Cunningham, and Zappy's now their third stringer. So they're pretty much ready to move on from Mac Jones. Mac just got sacked for a safety. That's perfect timing.
That is perfect timing.
I mean, you can't put that fully on Mac, but I mean, again, I try not to put too much on Mac Jones on the QB because they don't have, again, the wide receivers to get open. Yes, they have Bourne, they have Juju, but they're not going to get open every single play. Hunter Henry's not going to get open every single play, and the line can't block for shit. So you can't put it fully on Mac Jones, but this is consistent garbage play from him when he doesn't even get a clean pocket. It doesn't look like he knows what he wants to do with the ball. So, yeah, I think if he has another about 1 or 2 weeks of garbage, then they will move on from him and just start someone else.
I mean, Juju was never known as a receiver to get great releases off the line. Yes, he has good speed, But if he doesn't get a good release, he's not going to get open.
I would know.
Yeah, you would.
I would know pretty damn well that he ain't getting open if he ain't fucking.
If he's getting at the line, he's stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, if he doesn't have anyone next to him to get open, so yeah, he ain't getting open.
With Hunter Henry, I mean, he's another one that's, it's not a receiver that's going to get open, especially if you get physical with them. They're not just built that way. They're built for, to have the defender playing off of them and getting the free release. Majority of it also comes down to Bill Parcells. I mean, not Bill Parcells.
There you go. Bill Belichick. I got you. I got you, Tony. You were like looking at me, please help. Bill Belichick. There you go.
His personnel moves have just been horrible. Even when we had Brady, they were horrible. I mean, yeah, he got lucky with certain receivers, but all the receivers he ever drafted, none of them really were big-time receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Brady just turned them into good receivers. So, I mean, maybe Matt Jones be better off in a different system. Who knows? I mean, there has to be some talent for them to draft him.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, other than that, yeah, I think his days are numbered in New England. He's definitely not getting that contract extension.
Hell no. If he does, then I'm gonna go to New England myself and want a contract to play quarterback for them, because I think all of us could probably do a little bit better than him. But yeah, New England, again, if he has another like 1 or 2 bad weeks, put in the backup and just tank for the whole rest of the season and get a good pick, I guess.
I agree.
Because did they just finish? Yep, final. They lost 17-21, so they're now 1-5. So I mean, they're tanking anyway when they're not even trying to. So, yeah, another loss for the Patriots and Mac Jones. So I'm very interested to see Bill Belichick's comments again. It's always the same thing, that he's going to just stick with Mac Jones. It's stupid to you're regarded as one of the best coaches of all time, and you're going to keep going with something that isn't working. It's clearly not working. Just give up on it. Give it to someone else and see what they can do with the offense. Because Mac Jones clearly is not the answer.
I'm also wondering if it could be just the offensive coordinator.
That too, and that's why I don't want to put too much on Mac Jones.
Because we have seen good quarterbacks come out of college, have a good first year, get a different coordinator, and all of a sudden they look like they have no idea what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it could be the offensive coordinator. I mean, look at Kenny Pickett. I mean, you guys was great last year offensively. This year, I mean, holy cow. It's hard to watch.
I know. And that's why I'm so glad that we didn't play today. All right, hold on. I'm going to pull up the QBR numbers again. Because he was ranked, because again, Mac Jones is ranked 26th in the league right now. Josh Allen's number 1, of course, with a QBR of 78.9.
Yeah, probably Matt Mahomes is probably number 2 or 3.
Mahomes is 5th with 71.3. Jared Goff, Tua, and Brock Purdy are ahead of him. Baker Mayfield is 6th.
Another perfect example.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he looked like he was worn out in Cleveland, and now look what he's doing with the Bucks. Yes, they're losing today, but throughout the start of the season, he's looked way better than what he did on the round.
Exactly.
Daniel Jones is just ahead of Mac Jones with 39.8 QBR, so there's something to be happy with. Desmond Ridder's 27, Russell Wilson is 28, Joe Burrow is 29, Zach Wilson is 30th, Ryan Tannehill is 31st, Kenny Pickett is 32nd, and Bryce Young is 33rd. So
we really can't count Joe Burrow for the simple fact that he was playing injured and.
Yeah, I know. I was just reading how it was.
Well, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we all know if he was fully healthy, he'd be top 10. I think we all know it. So, but yeah, Kenny Pickett is 32nd. Doesn't shock me with the QBR of 32.8. So.
And I blame that on the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, Matt Canada. When we're at home against the Ravens and the crowd is chanting "Fire Canada,"
yeah,
please get rid of them, because Steelers fans, they are very accepting and they understand trying to work things out, but this is consistent. We haven't had a 400-yard game in I don't even know how long. It's been like 50 plus games or something. It's been the second longest active streak in NFL history since we haven't had a 400-yard game as a team. The offense is just stale and standstill, and it's the same thing, and the defense knows what we're going to do. It's very predictable offense. So I know that we went to pick it, but Mac Jones, yes, maybe in a different system and a different offensive coordinator, I think he could. He definitely does have the talent to do so. That's why he was drafted highly out of college. So maybe it's just a system thing, and you smack him in a different system and he does well, and not this poorly or bad.
Yeah. So speaking of hot seats, our next topic, Raiders head coach on the hot seat.
Well, they just won, so but it was against the Patriots. Yeah, the Raiders is a tough situation because of send Matt Canada up to Canada. They'll run him out of Canada too. They ran him out of LSU. We're running him out of Pittsburgh. They'll run him out of Canada. They don't care.
Exactly.
Again, the Raiders is a tough one because of injury issues with Jimmy G. He was knocked out of the game again today. Josh Jacobs finally got his contract. He's not looking like the Josh Jacobs of last year, that's for damn sure. Adams has been banged up this year, but he's looked really good when healthy. I don't want to. I never wish for a coach to get fired, but they're 3-3 in the division with the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Broncos. If you can at least just hang around with them, I think it's a somewhat successful of a season. As long as you finish 500, 9-8, around there, I think it's a successful season for a lot of teams just to finish in that area, especially when you have to play the Chiefs twice and the Chargers twice and the Broncos twice, which you never know what Russell Wilson is going to show up on any given Sunday.
Exactly.
So I think
you don't know which Chargers our defense is going to show up.
Yeah. So to be 3-3 right now in the season, I think isn't too bad given the injuries that they've had to deal with. They had to start that rookie QB, I think last week or a few weeks ago, and they only just barely lost that game. So I think I think they're doing all right at 3-3. But if they start losing a lot of games in a row here, I think he'll be on the hot seat as far as getting out.
Well, I know the reason why I brought it up because I know I had received a notification I'm not sure if it was either Bleacher Report or ESPN, where it stated that if the Raiders continue losing, that McDaniels will be on the hot seat for this season. So, I mean, I guess, Mark Davis following his dad's footsteps, Al Davis, you know that motto, just win, baby.
Yep.
And, I mean, that's the Raiders' way. If you don't win, you're going. It's plain and simple. They're not like every other organization where, okay, you had a bad season, we'll let you work it out this season. Yeah. Raiders' motto is either win or you're out.
Yep.
And so, anything else?
I just want to point out the division that they're in. Like they have to play the Chiefs twice, Chargers twice, Denver twice.
Yeah.
So that's not the easiest division to do well in, and be 500 in the division with the injuries that they've had. That line can't block for really anything right now. They can't get Jacobs going anywhere. But again, 3-3 with the injury that they've dealt with, I think is an all right season so far to a lot of Raiders fans out there. I don't think that they're really too upset with being 3-3 6 weeks into the season.
I agree. Next topic. This basically was pertaining to Kirk Cousins. I guess Kirk Cousins was asked if he wanted to waive his no trade clause. So Cousins unlikely to waive no trade clause. From what I saw, unless there was a circumstance, he's not waiving it.
So he's staying with Minnesota.
From what I can tell, yes. I mean, unless there's a really good trade offer comes up that puts him on a championship contending team, I mean, I don't see him going to want to go to anywhere else.
Which
I mean, let's think about teams that can actually use him that's in the playoff hunt.
Mm-hmm.
That needs a quarterback. The only team really would be probably the Jets.
Yeah.
Because there's no other team I can think of that.
Yeah. There's no one. Yeah, there is no one that's in the hunt. Every other team is complete garbage, and you don't want to play for them, really.
So why you want to go from a decent situation to a horrible situation?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would do the same thing. I was like, nope, I'm not waiving that.
Hell no. I don't mind that because I think of Kirk Cousins. I think of the Vikings and what he has done. I think he's been successful as the Vikings QB, as some people don't think he has been, but I think he's been very consistent as far as getting them winning seasons. Yes, it's not getting them anywhere as far as any division championships or Super Bowls, but it's winning seasons, and I think that's what he's getting paid to do, is winning seasons. But the only thing I saw some with Justin Jefferson with his hamstring on IR, he might not even play the rest of the season because if they lose or just keep losing, there's going to be no point in him coming back off of that IR, and questions on if he's going to sign anything in the future as far as him staying in Minnesota. That's my only thing. But Kirk Cousins, I would highly recommend to not waive your no trade clause because I don't really see any suitable destination that you would really want to go to, other than the only maybe that I'm looking at right now, as we just got done talking about them, the Raiders would be the only team because they have Josh Jacobs, they have Devontae, like they have weapons there. But
now you're asking them to go to a division where it's like a gauntlet. I mean, outside of Denver, I mean, it's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah. So, again, don't waive that no trade clause because no team that is contending really needs a quarterback. Just stay in Minnesota, stick it out. You're doing well there. He's had successful seasons. I think pretty much every single season that he's been there. So, just keep going there. I mean, to me, there's no point to go somewhere else. You're doing well in Minnesota.
I agree.
Seems like a fair trade to me.
Then who would you start? Carl or Cousins?
Cousins, just based off a car, can't stay healthy at the moment.
True.
Cousins seems to always be healthy. Even if he's banged up, he still plays through it. So, I mean, that's the same thing with Carr. But Carr has, to me, had more injuries over the years than Cousins. And I think that's just because of what line is protecting them. I think Minnesota's line has been, over the years, a lot better than Derek Carr's. But, Cousins, stay in Minnesota, please, because everywhere else you want to go to.
Yeah, you want to go from average to worse.
Yeah.
All right, the next topic. Chiefs in talks with recently released edge rusher from the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
Who, when I'm mistaken, he once was a Kansas City Chief, wasn't he?
Yes. Yes, he was a Chief, and I think he signed with the Broncos this offseason, and it has not worked well.
There's a shocker.
No way! I went from the Chiefs to the. Anyone could have told him that going to the Broncos was a bad choice, but again, Chiefs are pretty much in the front running to get him back. It's Frank Clark, right? That's who it is. I believe that's who it is. Yeah. So that'll just help their defense out more. It's getting Chris Jones, Frank Clark. That secondary is looking good too. So to get
that secondary, it's very. I'm going to say I'm impressed with their secondary.
Young and good.
Is getting better and better every single game.
Yes. McDuffie, he's a great young guy out there in that secondary. So they have a defense now, especially if they can get Frank Clark back. So
yes, I agree.
That'll be a big signing if they're able to get him back.
Snee is going to be. I mean, Snee has become the leader of the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
They're there. They're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're gonna be there. To me, they're like a second-tier type secondary. That's why I can see that them as a second-tier type secondary.
And give them another year, they could probably be first tier. Honestly, just a whole nother year in that system, and if they keep getting guys to re-sign or just sign there, I think that secondary is one of the better ones in the league when we're looking at second-tier teams. If you want to put them in that second-tier category.
Oh, this is interesting. The Eagles-Jets game.
Yeah, 14-12. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Eagles fans, I don't know what to do.
And remember, I said it last week. If the Jets could keep the Jets close to the defense. I mean, do I have faith in Zach Wilson? Fuck no. But the defense, I mean, if they keep them close.
I'm just shocked that, I'm just shocked that the defense has actually kept them that close because Sauce Gardner is out with a concussion.
Almost the entire secondary's out.
Yeah, so like to 14 points against the Eagles is actually kind of impressive. You know, with their secondary being as banged up as they are.
So, I agree.
And we'll get more into that game a bit later. But yeah, that's our developing game because all the other games are final other than that game. So that's the only game that we're really watching right now.
All right, our next topic. NBA preseason is underway. The NBA is back, folks.
I'm so excited. The season starts October 24th. The Heat are playing pretty much no one. We played Victor Wembanyama. He's different. He destroyed us really bad the other night. I'm just going to talk about the Heat because I don't really pay attention to any of the other preseason games. But we sat now 9 players again tonight. We're playing pretty much no one, just any rookies or any guys trying to make the team. We're not going to risk any injury. We're playing the Grizzlies tonight. So, I mean, I don't really care about the preseason too much. I do like to see how we're looking as far as some of the rotation guys. But yeah, I'm very excited. You know, I do love the NFL, but my favorite sport is basketball. So I'm very excited for basketball to be coming back very, very soon.
Which is why I put the topic in there. Because I was the same way too. I'm like, oh, okay, it's just preseason. You know, even with, like, everybody knows I love football, but I can't stand preseason basically for any sport. It just fucking drives me nuts.
To me, it's boring because it's just all second stringers and it's like cool, but like I just want regular season already.
And we all know in preseason, the veterans don't play hard. They're just going through the motion just to get themselves, you know, just into the flow. So yeah, I don't really. Oh shit! Uh-oh, we might have a situation.
Uh-oh. I'll pull up the game on my laptop here.
The Jets just intercepted the Eagles. They got the ball, I believe it's on the, I want to say 8-yard line.
Oh my.
I know it's inside the 20.
Are we gonna have 2 teams that were undefeated lose? No fucking way. Oh my fucking god.
Yep, it's first and goal.
He threw right at him. What the
Touchdown.
fuck was that?
So breaking news, the Jets might beat the Eagles.
Oh my fucking god. Wow.
So yeah, wasn't expecting that.
Nope. Niners lost to the Browns today, which we'll talk about in a bit, and the Eagles might lose to the Jets.
I literally was looking down just to get ready to read the next topic, and go out the corner of my eye, I seen a green flash by, and I was like, "What the hell?" So yeah, Jets are going for 2 to make it a 6-point or 7-point game. No good. Oh no, they did get it. 6-point game. All right, let's get to our next topic now. Our Pick'em's recap for the week from last week.
From this week or last week?
Last week.
Okay.
Well,
This week.
yeah. Oh yeah, this week.
All right. We all picked the Chiefs in the Broncos versus Chiefs game. We all got that one right. That was easy,
No-brainer.
easy pickings. We all picked the Ravens in the Ravens-Titans game. We all got that one right. That was, again, an easy game to pick. This one, you went out on a limb and you picked the Atlanta Falcons versus the Washington Commanders, and you got that one wrong, Tony.
Yeah, I know.
Me and Owen got that one right. We picked the Commanders.
But the Falcons almost did beat the Commanders.
Mm-hmm. I know. It was a close game. All right, the Bengals and the Seahawks. Me and you got that one right. We both picked the Bengals. Owen went with the Seahawks. So in this game, everyone got it wrong. The Niners and the Browns shouldn't have lost, but they did. So that broke my perfect streak for the week. I was perfect up until then. Browns beat the Niners. This one, easy game. Panthers and Dolphins. The Dolphins won. We all had the Dolphins there. That was pretty easy. Now this game, the Colts and the Jags. Me and Tony picked the Colts. We got that one wrong because we didn't know what Jags team was going to show up today. And we got
today.
Owen picked the Jags and he got that one right. The Vikings and the Bears. We all got that one right. We went with the Vikings. We all knew that Justin Fields was not going to duplicate his performance, but he got injured in the game too. That didn't help them. This game was tough for us to pick last week. I remember that. The Saints and the Texans. We all picked the Texans and CJ Stroud, and we got it right. Just barely got it right. We stuck with CJ Stroud, and we got it. Raiders and the.
I got a feeling he's gonna be offensive rookie of the year.
He should be. He's been really good. He's been phenomenal. A lot better than I thought he was going to be. All right, as we talked about earlier, the Patriots and the Raiders. We all picked the Raiders, so we all got that one right. The Lions and the Buccaneers. It was tough for me to pick against my guy Baker Mayfield, but thank God I did because the Lions beat the Buccaneers. The Cardinals and the Rams. Owens
went on his limb.
Upset of the week, and we told him to not do it, but he did it anyway. Rams beat the Cardinals. So me and you picked the Rams. He picked the Cardinals. He got that one wrong. And right now, we have a jeopardy of losing this game that's playing right now because we all picked the Eagles. And we all picked the Bills against the Giants, and I picked the Chargers against the Cowboys.
I took the Chargers. I took the Cowgirls.
I just couldn't do it.
Just because I couldn't. I just don't have faith in the Chargers defense.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But yeah, I can't see what Owen picked, but I believe he picked the Bills and the Cowboys. I think that's who he picked.
Yes, I believe that's who he picked as well.
So, a good week. I'm beating you guys. You guys both have 90. I have 100 points. So, I have one more than you guys. So, if those Niners didn't lose, man, I'd have 110. But you have everything. Let me get that set up. That's it for that.
All right. Next up is. Are you ready for this? You got your list ready?
Oh, I have it prepared.
NFL injury update.
All right, let me take a drink of water.
And it's now official. There is no undefeated teams.
Wow. The Eagles play down to their competition so bad, it's not even funny. Okay, the two teams that were on a bye week this week were the Steelers and the Packers. So any injuries that they have on the teams, you know, here. Major news as far as IR goes for a lot of key players in fantasy that, you know, me and Tony have, that we are devastated that I've now got on IR. The big one, Justin Jefferson, hamstring. We was put on IR. He's out at least 4 weeks. And again, if they lose a lot of games, he could just sit out for a longer period of time and not rush him back to have even worse injury. Do you have anything on Justin Jefferson on IR? Just keep going.
That one should be. Personally, I think they. I mean, like you said, if they continue losing, just shut them down. Don't even risk it, because you're not going to go anywhere now. I mean, the Lions pretty much on that division right now. You're going to have to try to catch your best bet. We hopefully possibly catch the Packers. You ain't got to worry about the Bears.
No.
So I mean, unless they've been somehow able to keep pace with the Packers, I mean, after the 4 weeks, if you're not close enough, like a game or two within the Packers, just shut it down for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even risk it.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's just no point to even risk it getting even worse for him. Another IR, Arizona running back James Conner, knee. He was placed on IR Tuesday. He's out at least 4 weeks also. And could be rookie or offensive rookie of the year, this guy. Miami Dolphins running back Devon Achane, knee, out multiple weeks, and he was now officially placed on IR. That hurts a lot of fantasy owners because he's a tank as far as and he's now out 4 weeks, which is unfortunate. So it'll be Raheem Mostert with a bulk load of the running back duties there.
Fumble Mostert.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing I don't have him.
Yep. All right. Chargers defensive end Joey Bosa is questionable with a hamstring injury against Dallas. He did not practice on Friday, so for tomorrow night's game, he is questionable with a hamstring. Dallas linebacker Lee Heighton Vander Esch neck was placed on IR due to an injury last week that he suffered in the game. Detroit running backs Jahmyr Gibbs with a hamstring injury. He was out today versus Tampa Bay, and Dave Montgomery, rib injury, left the game and did not return against the.
Not even either one of them.
No.
I mean, they could have put anyone in that backfield today.
Mm-hmm. Cleveland quarterback Deshaun Watson bruising around rotator cuff. He was out for San Francisco. Surprisingly, didn't matter because they beat the Niners, which again we'll talk about soon. But Niners did have some injuries throughout the game. Running back Christian McCaffrey with an oblique injury. He left the game, returned, and then left again, and then did not return after that. That was a big injury. Along with Deebo Samuel with a shoulder, he left the game and did not return. X-rays were negative, which is a good thing, and they don't expect it to be anything too serious, but he just didn't come back out just in case, just to play it safe. And their linebacker, Drake Greenlaw, was out with a hamstring injury on their defense. So that did probably hurt them a little bit on the defensive side of things with him being out. So we could point to some injuries, or they somewhat played down to their competition. I don't know. But they lost.
The 49ers, with the 49ers, we could tell they don't ever play down to their competition. They just play they play their normal game. So, I mean, losing McCaffrey and Deebo, I mean, yeah, that does hurt their offense and what they can do. It basically limits them to what they could do.
Mhm.
The defender, I won't call that a major loss because that defense is stacked the way. I mean, regardless. But the offense ones, yeah. The two on the offense that does hurt. And yes, the Browns defense is for real. But again, they was playing against a backup quarterback. So I mean, like I said, I'm gonna take the loss as due to two major injuries on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are your two key explosive players, Samuels and Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be anything serious for them, and they might be good to go next week. But
the oblique muscle,
yeah,
once he hurt that, he should just stay out, not even try to come back.
Yeah,
because that's one of those muscles where you think you're feeling okay until you get hit in the area once again.
And then you're not feeling so okay again.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, this was a week for the unbeaten to fall.
Yeah.
So
surprisingly fall. Very, very, very surprisingly fall. All right.
I mean, if I had to pick who was going to fall first, the Niners or the Eagles, I would have picked the Eagles to fall first.
Yeah, me too. Because they're very inconsistent as far as they do obviously play down to their competition. Whereas I shouldn't have said that, but the Niners don't. They don't. They just had the injuries today, and yeah, I don't think they should have lost even with those injuries because they were going up against a backup quarterback, so who looked hurt, who looked really bad last week. Speaking of quarterbacks, his name is on this list again. Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson, shoulder AC joint sprain, out multiple weeks, officially on IR, expected to miss 4 to 8 weeks. So, yeah. I shouldn't have his name on here for at least 4 weeks because it's not going to be on here for any other reason because he's on IR.
That we hope of.
Yeah. I shouldn't have his name on the list anymore. Giants have a few injuries. QB Daniel Jones' neck is out versus Buffalo. Saquon, as we got during the podcast, he is active against Buffalo. And Darren Waller with a groin injury is questionable. So, again, hope he plays because that would help them out. But without Daniel Jones, I don't know.
Earlier this afternoon on Fox pregame show, Jay Glazer said Waller was going to play. He is active.
All right, that's good. That is definitely good for your offense. Is your line back or is it not?
Yeah, okay.
I'm taking that as a no.
Yeah, they're still on vacation, I think.
Okay. They've been on vacation for a few years then, Tony.
Yeah.
And the
that's not good.
Yeah. The thing about season-ending surgery for him, possibly. So I might not have him on the list at all unless that surgery does actually come out he is going to get it. Buffalo, as I mentioned last week, they were up in the air about what was going on with them. Their linebacker, Matt Milano, he needs surgery on his leg. He's out indefinitely. And their defensive lineman, Daquan Jones, needs surgery on his pec and is out indefinitely. They were on the list last week because they got injured, and we didn't really know what the injury was, and now we do. Now they're pretty much probably out for the entire season.
Well, the Matt Milano, I think we pretty much knew.
Yeah, we knew, but
we
now
we didn't know how extent the injury was.
Yeah, now it's official, and yeah, he's out for the season along with Daquan Jones. So, and Carolina running back Miles Sanders with a shoulder injury was out versus Miami. It wouldn't have mattered if he played or not. They were going against Miami. The Panthers are now 0-6. Justin Fields, he left the game against the Vikings with a right hand injury, and he didn't return. X-rays were negative, but we'll have an MRI on Monday. That's a pretty big injury, a pretty significant injury. I think that is his throwing hand.
It
so,
is.
It's a good thing that the X-rays came back negative, but you hope that there's nothing too severe about that, because as much as we get on about how he's been, again, I think it's more the case of coaching than him playing. I think he was great last year, and I don't know what it is this year, but he's just not the same Justin Fields this year. So
no, he's not, and there has been talked about, they need to go back to Ohio State and ask him, what type of plays did they run for him while he was there to get him back into his rhythm again. Because the plays that they got, some of the plays they're calling makes you just literally scratch your head. It's like, what the hell? He's the type of quarterback you can't have him as a drop back, and then he's one of those that has to, roll out of the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You move the pocket and he's good. You try to keep him in the pocket, and you're just asking for trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't help. He's short.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that tall.
No. Yeah, he's the kind of quarterback that needs to get out in space and create the offense. He's not going to just stand back there and throw the ball like 50 yards down the field. He's more of a get out in space and do it that way.
Don't get us wrong. He has great arm strength.
Yes, he does.
He has amazing arm strength. But, again, his arm strength is based on him using his momentum.
Mm-hmm.
If he's rolling forward and he's moving forward, he's going to get that ball down the field. But if he's standing in that pocket and you're relying on him to keep his feet steady, and it's not going to work. He's not that type of quarterback.
Yeah, it didn't help that they were down two of the running backs. Khalil Herbert with an ankle injury was out, and Roschon Johnson with a concussion was out versus Minnesota also. This is a big injury. Tennessee QB Ryan Tannehill, ankle injury, left game and did not return, and he was on crutches. So he will get an MRI when they get back from London. So that's not good if he's on crutches already. So, yes, I make fun of Ryan Tannehill a few times. Actually, a decent amount, but I never wish injury on anyone. So it is an unfortunate injury for the Tennessee Titans.
Maybe now the offense will look somewhat decent because now they have a quarterback that can actually move and don't look like a broken statue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's more of just in cement. When he drops back, he's just there. He's not moving. He's just, it's like defense, come and get me.
I know they sometimes classify him as a mobile quarterback, but no.
I don't know what's mobile. They were down there with the wide receiver Treylon Burks. He didn't even make the trip out to London with a knee injury. He was out for Baltimore. And as we talked about earlier, the Jets cornerback Sauce Gardner, he was out with Philly. Didn't matter. They still won. The last two, Jacksonville quarterback Trevor Lawrence with a knee injury at the end of the game against the Colts. Don't know the significance of it, but he was injured at the end of the game against the Colts. Hopefully nothing serious. And Las Vegas QB Jimmy G, a back injury. He left the game and was taken to a local hospital. That's how bad the injury was to his back. I think just to get x-rays on it. With the back injury, you have to be very careful with it. And we just hope it's nothing serious for Jimmy G.
Yep. Back injuries suck.
Mm-hmm.
I know personally. Well, yeah, I mean, Jimmy G just can't even catch a break.
No.
Because 2 weeks ago he was out for a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it 3 weeks ago? I know it was somewhere around there, 2 or 3 weeks ago. He was out for a concussion.
Yep.
Comes back, and I haven't even seen the play where he got injured. So I mean, yeah, I don't know how bad it looked or how bad it was, but for them to carry him out and take him to the hospital to get X-rays on it, it had to be somewhat bad.
Yeah. Now I just have one thing. There was one trade this week. Los Angeles Rams trade wide receiver Van Jefferson and a 2025 7-round pick to Atlanta for a 2025 6th-round pick. Van Jefferson gets out of Los Angeles. He only played 2 snaps a week ago. So they were ready to move on from him. And they did. And he's now playing for the Falcons. I wanted to add one thing. We got one trade this week, and that's it. That's all I got.
I saw something about a trade, but I didn't even pay it any mind.
Yeah, it's not too big of a trade, but just a wide receiver getting out of Los Angeles.
Oh well.
Yeah.
All right, next topic. Week 6 recap. Who do you want to start off with first?
Wait a minute. I'll just go in order. I'll go in order how I normally do. For Broncos Chiefs, Broncos lose 8-19, and everyone pretty much saw this coming. Broncos suck. Chiefs are a lot better. Nothing too crazy to talk about in that game. Mahomes, Wilson was Wilson, and
Well, apparently there was a blow up on the sideline between Peyton and Wilson.
Yeah, no, I did. I think I did see that, and I mean, Sean Payton. I mean, you're gonna talk shit about what kind of coaching job was done last season, and you're nearly as bad, if not worse, this season. So,
well, I mean, one thing Nathaniel Hackett can say is he never gave up 70 points.
Yeah.
He has that in his favor.
They're 1-5 on the season. Wilson went 13 for 22, 95 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. He threw for 95 yards. Oh my God. Travis Kelce. Yeah. That's 95 yards more than me and you threw. Just think about that. That like we sat at home while the game happened, and he threw only 95 yards. Yeah, I know. Travis Kelce had a good game, 9 receptions, 124 yards. Mahomes, 30 for 40, 306 yards, a touchdown interception. So again,
Travis Kelce had more yardage receiving than fucking Wilson throwing.
Yes.
I quit.
And think Kelce had 9 receptions. Wilson only completed 13 passes. So Kelce had only 4 less receptions than Wilson had completions the entire game.
I quit.
Yeah. Again, we all knew that game was going to be like that. Why it was on Thursday night was beyond me, just to torture us. Thank God I didn't watch it. But yeah,
same here.
That was no good. Ravens beat Kentucky.
When I seen who it was, I was like, "Yeah, I'm not watching that bullshit."
No. Yeah, again, like you'd be sitting there dreaming, and you'd be throwing for more yards than Russell Wilson would be.
Yeah.
Baltimore beats Tennessee 24-16. Ravens go to 4-2. Tennessee falls to 2-4. Once again, Tannehill goes down with an ankle injury. So he went 8 for 16, 76 yards, and interception. Derrick Henry looked pretty good. 12 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown. Lamar was doing Lamar things through the air and on the ground. He went 21 for 30, 223 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and he had 13 carries for 62 yards. So I think, again, a game that we all kind of thought the Ravens were going to win. Maybe should have won by more, again, given that Ryan Tannehill went down. So, but again, they won, and they are now 4-2.
The Baltimore Ravens, the most inconsistent, above 500 team you could ever fucking find.
Like, they should have won by more. Like, if we really want to think about it, they should have won by more.
Yeah, I know.
This next game is gonna go by really quick. Panthers lose 21-42. They get double their points scored on by the Dolphins. Panthers are still the only winless team in the league. They're 0-6 now. Again, not much to say about this game. We all, again, knew that this was going to happen. Tua went 21 for 31, 262 yards and 3 touchdowns. Raheem Mostert had 17 carries, 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, 6 receptions, 163 yards and a touchdown. Adam Thielen had a good game for the Panthers, 11 receptions, 115 yards and a touchdown. So, yeah, again, not much to say about this game because we all kind of expected
the
this.
The funny thing about that game was the Dolphins in the first half was basically playing down to the Panthers because they was losing.
Yeah, I saw that they were down like 14-0 at one point.
And then all of a sudden, they scored like 38 unanswered points.
Yeah, they're like, oh wait, we kind of want to win. That's right. Shit. So all right, let's start scoring now. All right, next game, Saints lose to the Texans 13-20. And CJ Stroud, not a bad game, 13 for 27, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I thought he had a better game than that, but no. Derek Carr, 32 for 50, 353 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So, it was a close game throughout, and the Texans pulled out. They moved to 3-3. The Saints fall to 3-3.
I will say my 2 top candidates for Rookie of the Year is CJ Stroud and Bijan Robinson.
Yeah. They've looked impressive, and again, like anytime rookies come in, especially QBs, I give like I don't fully believe in them right away. It's, like in fantasy wise, especially, I never pick them, and I should have picked him this year. That's for sure because he's been really, really good. Bijan, I've just never had a chance to get him. I wanted to pick him a few times in some leagues, and people just grab him in front of me. So I don't have a choice. Yeah, I know you were. I didn't have a choice there, but those are definitely 2 top Rookie of the Year candidates right now.
Yeah, and like I said, when we did our preseason pick'ems, you guys thought I was nuts.
Yeah, because again, it was a rookie QB, and I never. It's not that bad, but I never believe in the rookie QBs when they come in. I just don't. I just never have, and I think I will change now because of what I've seen this year with them.
I mean, initially I was going with Anthony Richardson, but then I started watching. I seen some of the highlights of CJ Stroud, and I was like, "Oh wait, this kid might be." I got to keep an eye on him. And all of a sudden, yeah, I mean, he just took off. Richardson's turning into a walking hospital bill.
Yep. I haven't put CJ Stroud's name on the injury report yet. So, Anthony Richardson probably leads the league in that right now. All right, the Commanders.
He's all playing Young.
Yeah, Young was number 1 overall pick, and they're 0-6. So Yeah. Whoops, wrong pick there. All right, next game. The Commanders beat the Falcons. If Owen was here, he'd be really happy. But he's probably sleeping very peacefully that the Commanders won 24-16 against the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons, again, they start off the year pretty well with their offense, and I don't know what has really happened to it. Desmond Ridder threw 3 interceptions today, while Sam Howell threw 3 touchdowns. So,
and here's a weird stat. From college to NFL, that's Ridder's first home loss.
Yes, it is. That's his first home loss from college to the NFL.
I think he was I think they said 35 or 38-0, something like that, up until today. So yeah, I mean, you see why I had to take I was like, okay, this guy never lost at home. And it's the Commanders. You never know which Commanders team you're going to get.
Yeah. Sorry, Owen, but yeah, we never know what kind of Commanders offense we're going to see or defense. The entire team, we don't know what we're going to see out of them. But yeah, the Commanders go to 3-3. Atlanta falls to 3-3. So a lot of 3-3 teams. The Colts lose to the Jags because again, we never know what kind of Jags team we're going to get, and we got the good Jags team. Yeah. Minshew threw 3 interceptions, so I think not having Richardson is hurting the Colts just in one game. They had to have Gardner Minshew throw 55 times. I don't think you're going to win if you're going to have Gardner Minshew throw 55 times, ever.
No.
Justin Fields suffered a dislocated thumb on his right hand. I just got that notification now. Zach Moss, he was having a fantastic season. He only had 7 carries for 21 yards and a touchdown. Michael Pittman, 9 receptions, 109 yards. I think probably, ETN had 2 touchdowns. Lawrence had 2 touchdowns throwing. Kirk had a touchdown receiving. So Colts go to 3-3. Jacksonville goes to 4-2. Colts lose 20-37. Anything on that game, Tony? Just again, we never know what kind of fucking Jags team we're ever going to get. Ever.
Exactly.
Seahawks lose to the Bengals. I think we were talking about this earlier. Just barely.
Yeah, before we started.
Yeah. The Seahawks could have won the game. Bengals could have lost the game, but some questionable coaching decisions give the Bengals the win this week because they're now 3-3.
I mean, it was questionable coaching decision on both ends.
And that's what I said. Very questionable coaching decisions, which in the favor led to the Bengals winning.
I mean, when are these coaches going to realize, hey, if you got the lead and you got 2 minutes left, run the fucking ball? That's the most effective way to win the game. Run the fucking ball. Because if you pass it and it's incomplete, guess what? The clock stops. And if the other team doesn't have any timeouts, now you're helping them. Fucking dumbasses.
So Tony for head coach of the NFL, calling it now. Because he's a lot smarter than a lot of them. And hey, if you're down by 4, kick the field goal. Don't go for it on 4th down. Just take the points and then make the other team
march down the field.
Yeah. But, screw taking the points. We want to go for it every 4th down possible. All right. Vikings beat the Bears 19-13. Again, not much touchdown in this game. Kirk Cousins, let's see what he threw for. He threw for under 200 and they won. There you go. He threw for under 200 and they won. He went 21 for 31, 181 yards and touchdown. Again, without Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hockenson was their leading receiver, 6 receptions for 50 yards. Tyson Bagent was the backup QB for Justin Fields. He went 10 for 14, 83 yards and an interception. Not much to say in this game. Pretty garbage game. Bears go to 1-5, and the Vikings go to 2-4 on the season.
Yeah, when that game, because that was a 1:00 game, and so my choices was either Bears and Vikings or the Bengals and Colts. You know which one I picked.
The Bengals and Seahawks, yeah.
Bears and Vikings. That would have been fucking 3 hours of my life I couldn't get back.
Mm-hmm. All right, Niners lose to the Browns 17-19. Moody had a chance to win the game for the Niners and he lost. Right, well, he missed it. Again, with CMC going down and Samuel going down, we're kind of pointing it at that of why they lost.
I'm sticking with it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you lose to your top offensive players.
Yeah. Philip Walker went 18 for 34, 192 yards and 2 interceptions. Amari Cooper, 4 receptions for 108 yards. Yeah, Purdy only had 12 completions. So, yeah, that offense was lost without those two out there. San Fran falls to 5-1, and Cleveland goes to 3-2.
Quick question: did CMC have a touchdown?
No.
Before he got injured. So his streak ended.
Yes. You had 11 carries for 43 yards.
So that was two streaks. 2 streaks for the 49ers that ended today. Because it's also
no. He actually had 1 receiving.
Oh, he did? Okay. So
he had 3 receptions for 9 yards and 1 touchdown. So, yes, he did have 1 receiving.
So the only streak that was broken was their consecutive win streak.
Mm-hmm.
That Brock Purdy could start, not counting the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. All right, next game. I'm just going to skip past it because it's the Patriots and the Raiders. We've talked about it enough. Patriots lose 17-21. Mac Jones went 24 for 33, 200 yards and 1 interception. Yeah, not much to really say about this game, other than Ramondre Stevenson had a touchdown. Patriots go to 1-5. The Raiders go to 3-3.
That team has. It makes you wonder if Bill Belichick is really a good coach that's just struggling right now, or Tom Brady was the one that turned him into a good coach. Because Belichick hasn't won anything since Brady left, and Brady won the Super Bowl after that.
Yeah, I know. So, like, it takes a good coach to make a good player, but yeah, I don't know what to say about the Patriots. They're just, I knew that they were going to be bad. Well, I didn't think they were going to be this bad. Like, they've been disgusting to watch. Like, horrible. Sorry, I just got a text back from Owen, so I'm going to see if he has his picks for week.
I mean, I know my Giants haven't been having sheets, but my Giants even haven't looked that bad. They've been inconsistent.
Yeah, like, the only thing that the Patriots have been is consistently shit. That's what they've been. They've been consistently garbage the entire year. All right, Lions Buccaneers. Lions beat the Bucks 20-6. Baker Mayfield looked like the Baker Mayfield when he was on the Browns. 19 for 37, 206 yards and 1 interception for Baker. Jared Goff was doing Jared Goff things. 30 for 44, 363 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Amon-Ra St. Brown had 12 receptions, 124 yards, and a touchdown. So, to me, somewhat of a surprising outcome because I thought this game was going to be closer, and it was not. It was at Tampa Bay, and yeah, he's oof. Yeah, again, he keeps saying that Mac Jones is the starter. He's the answer. No, he's not. He's the wrong answer. That's what he is. He's not the answer. He's the wrong answer. But yeah, as far as Lions, Buccaneers, Lions go to 5-1 on the season, and Tampa Bay falls to 3-2. Lions have been really good. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we all at the beginning of the season, we all had the Lions, I believe, winning the division.
Yes, but not.
We didn't think they looked this good.
Yeah, like in the game that they lost, it was an overtime to the Seahawks, so they could realistically be 6-0.
6-0, yeah.
Like that's how good they are. It's crazy that again we knew they were going to be good, but this good.
Exactly. I did not expect
the Chiefs opening week 2. Opening week, opening game of the season, and they beat the Chiefs. That was a statement.
Some people will say, they didn't have Kelsey, and
I don't care.
But I mean, they played them tough, and even without Kelsey, the Chiefs still had opportunity to win the game. Kadarius Toney would have
helped. Kadarius Toney, yeah.
If you kept the fucking ball.
Not hands, feet. No.
He was the real MVP for the Lions in that game.
Yeah, he was. I think that they were paying him. Hey, disrupt these balls for.
You still got to give credit to him for. The fact that they kept the game close. The defense, wreaked havoc. Like you said, if it wasn't for that Seahawks game, they could be easily 6-0.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anybody in the division catching them. We know it's not going to be the Vikings
or the Bears or the Packers.
The Packers.
No. I'm sorry, but no. Jordan Love right now is very inconsistent, whereas that Lions offense is consistent.
Yes.
And with Aaron Jones, he's already been banged up this year. That offense just in general is very inconsistent as far as who's actually out there on the field. Whereas the Lions, as you saw, Gibbs, he was injured. Laporta came into the game injured. Dave Montgomery ended up getting injured. They still won no matter what, who was out there. Whereas the Packers rely on who's out there to win the game.
Yeah.
Whereas for the Lions, it almost doesn't matter who's out there. They still win the game no matter what.
Yeah, it's
yeah, Lions easily got
locked.
I guess already on lock. There's no question about it. All right, final 2 games: the Cardinals and the Rams. Cardinals lose to the Rams 9-26. Cooper Kupp got his first touchdown since 2022 before he got injured. Matthew Stafford had an alright game. Kyren Williams, 20 carries for 158 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 7 receptions for 148 yards and a touchdown. Josh Dobbs looked like the Josh Dobbs that we expected him this year. 21 for 41, 235 yards, and an interception. And yes, Dan Campbell will probably win Coach of the Year. I think he should win Coach of the Year.
I think he should too.
What he's done there, not just this year, but even last year, is incredible. One of the best coaching jobs I've seen in a very long time for a franchise to go from where they were at to where they are now. It's very, very impressive.
Yeah, I wish Owen was on so I want to ask him what he was thinking with that upset pick being the Cardinals.
We'll ask him next week. maybe if we remember. But yeah, Cardinals go to 1-5, and the Rams go to 3-3. The last game, one of the two biggest upsets of the game or year right now. Eagles lose to the Jets 14-20. The Eagles had, I believe, 4 turnovers this game. So the Jets' defense was really the catalyst. It was not the offense. Because Zach Wilson, 19 for 33, 186 yards. Maurice Hall got a touchdown for fantasy owners. That is very good to see. 12 carries for 39 yards and touchdown.
Yeah, he scored the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts, he did not look good. 20 for 45, 280 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions for Jalen Hurts. He also had a rushing touchdown. A.J. Brown, 7 receptions for 131 yards. Shocked. Very, very shocked. The Eagles played down to the competition, but I think it also just proves how good that defense of the Jets is. I think, like, if we needed a game to prove it to us, it was this game. And they did it.
So I want to, because you said it was a shock. I really would say, it was, it shocked everybody because we would expect that if Aaron Rodgers was playing, it would have been more of a competitive game. But like you said, it proved that the Jets defense, even with all the injuries in the secondary, shut that Eagles passing game down. We already knew you wasn't going to run on the Jets. They're a hard team to run on to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And when healthy, you're really not passing on them either. But, to have what thing was like half the secondary out for that game, that says a lot. They literally live up to the next man up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it came down to. The next man up. You're up. What you going to do? And they almost actually ended the game with an interception.
Yeah. Like, very, very impressive. As you were saying, you're not running on the Jets. The leading rusher was Jalen Hurts, 8 carries for 47 yards. DeAndre Swift had 10 carries for 18. So, yeah, you're not running on the Jets. So, and when the Eagles need to pass it the most, they shut them down, as you said. So,
because now that pass rush can pin their ears back and go after you.
Yep. So, yeah, again, a very impressive win in the Jets. Surprisingly, 3-3, 6 games into the season. I'm shocked that they're 3-3. Eagles fall to 5-1.
Yeah. I'm shocked at 3-3 as well. Just for the simple fact that you're relying on Zach Wilson.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm looking at the divisions now. The AFC North, anyone could get. AFC South, anyone can get other than the Titans at the moment. The East is...
That's basically between the Bills and the Dolphins.
Yeah, the West... the Chiefs probably have it because Chargers can't stay consistent enough right now. The NFC East, Eagles should run away with it, but depending on the Cowboys, and I heard their schedule on they played the Niners on Monday night, right? Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
And I heard that schedule, and then I typed in the group chat. I was like, "Damn!" I just heard their schedule, and it sounds rough. Like, it's a rough schedule that they have coming up. The West,
schedule.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The schedule makers was not easy on the NFC East.
No. I think they did that to the Cowboys on purpose because, everyone will get excited. Oh, we're doing so good. We're doing so good. And then you have to play all these good teams in a row. They played the Chargers tonight, the Rams, the Eagles, the Giants, the Panthers, the Commanders, the Seahawks, the Eagles, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, the Commanders down the season. So it looks like a lot of rough games and some bait games, really, that, the Giants, I feel like they're going to play them a lot tougher than what they did in the previous matchup. The Commanders always play them tough, and I think they could get into a scary game against the Panthers, honestly, because the Cowboys will play down to the Panthers level. So yeah, it's a rough schedule, and I think that they did it on purpose, the schedule makers, because again, they shouldn't have lost to the Cardinals, so they should have started the season 4-1. They lose to the Niners,
which is the only legit loss they actually have.
So yeah, the NFC West, Niners should run away with it with no problem as far as the injuries. As like if they don't get injured more, I think they should run away with it. The NFC North, Lions run away with it. NFC South, it's anyone's other than the Panthers. Saints are 3-3, Falcons are 3-3, Buccaneers are 3-2. So the Bucs, to me, probably should take that into the division. But if Baker Mayfield keeps playing the way that he did today, we're gonna just see a fucking race of who can get that lead in that division.
Yeah. That was the last one?
Yeah.
All right, it's time for our pickings for next week.
Yeah, Owen said that he didn't do his picks yet. He asked if the episode is finished. I mean, we can just...
He could jump on and get the episode, get his picks in.
See how long it takes him to answer. Before we do that, let's see if there's any other news as far as any injuries that happened today. Bears QB dislocated his thumb today, popped it back in, and he tried to play but was unable to grip the ball. X-rays were negative, but because of dislocation, we'll need an MRI tomorrow to find out full severity of damage. Raiders QB Jimmy G was taken to a local hospital for a precautionary test on his back. Raiders wanted to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, being dislocated. I mean, it'd be a different story if it was on his left hand, but by it being his throwing hand, yeah. I mean, I personally wouldn't risk it. It'd be pointless.
Owen said he'll do his picks for next week's now. So I don't know if I get like a screenshot of it or what right now. But yeah,
I just said he told him to jump on if he's going to do them right now.
Yeah. Yeah, he did fall asleep, so but that's fine.
We kind of figured that.
And he was at a convention this weekend, so he was Mr. Busy this weekend. So we all understand it. We all just, again, bro, that's his one vacation day that he gets in a month.
Mr. Part-timer.
Mm-hmm. Well, while we wait, how do you think the game is going to go tonight for your Giants?
Well, I don't know. They already look like they're starting to fight.
How do you think Saquon's going to do in his return? Do you think they're going to limit how he's going to be out there on the field, or do you think he's going to be a full go?
He should be at full go. He's had enough weeks off. The question is if they could keep Diggs in fucking in check.
Yeah, with your secondary, that's iffy.
Well, for some reason, last year we was great at blitzing. This year, for some reason, they can't blitz.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we have one of our outside linebackers that's now been put on IR. But yeah, for some reason now they just, I don't know what's going on with Wink Martindale, but for some reason they don't know how to blitz now.
Someone said that he did them, but like I have no way of seeing what his picks are.
He said he's going back to bed.
Okay. We'll just go over them next week. What his picks were. That's fine.
All right, yep, let's just do ours.
All right. Thursday night, another game I'm not gonna watch. The Jags and the Saints. Jags and Saints. Again, we don't know what Jags team we're gonna get. And as far as Lawrence's knee, I'm just gonna go just because Saints are at home. I'm going Saints.
I'll do the split. I'll take Jacksonville.
It's just like we don't know what Jags team we're gonna get. We don't know if Lawrence is gonna play. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Until they say he's not playing, I'll stay with Jacksonville.
This game, holy shit!
Oh fuck!
I'm going with the Raiders, even if Garoppolo doesn't even play. I think it just the talent-wise across the board is in favor of the Raiders, especially with Fields again with the dislocation. He might not even be at 100% if he does play on Sunday. Browns and Colts.
Ooh.
I'm going Browns just off of their defense alone. And with how Minshew played this week, I think that defense is going to have a field day with Minshew.
Yeah, I agree.
Bills, Patriots, pretty easy.
Yeah. Okay. I want the 4% that picked the Patriots to be tested.
It's all Patriots fans. They're that naive. Ooh, Commanders and Giants.
You know I gotta go with my Giants.
I know you do. It's gonna be a tough game, but for this one, I'm gonna give the Commanders the win on that one. I think next time you guys play, it'll be opposite. I think you guys will split.
Because these two teams always play each other hard.
I know. Falcons, Buccaneers. I'll go with my guy Baker, just because Falcons offense is like we don't know what we're gonna get out of them really from week to week.
I gotta ride with one of my rookie of the year candidates.
Ooh, wow.
Oh.
Well, I'm going with the Lions because they're consistent. The Ravens are not consistent.
Oh.
What a game. What a fucking game. Holy shit.
Ouch. I'm gonna ride that Lions momentum.
Oof. Steelers, Rams.
Whew.
I'll ride with my Steelers. If we lose, I'll take the L on that one. But yeah, I'll ride with my Steelers. Our shit offense. I'm not happy with the Steelers. So
With Cooper Kupp back,
yeah,
I gotta give the slight edge to the Rams. Sorry, buddy.
it's okay. Again, I want to pick the Rams, but I'll go with the Steelers just based off of hope that we might win.
And plus, I just cannot trust the offensive coordinator.
Oh, I know.
I just can't.
I'd be better off calling plays from my laptop here. Like, seriously, because it's just a stale offense. I know. Cardinals, Seahawks.
That's a no-brainer.
I almost want to guarantee. Owen put that as upset of the week, and he picked the Cardinals again. I almost want to guarantee it. Or he picked the Chargers on this one coming up. Packers, Broncos, Packers. Go Paco. Or he picked the Broncos on that one. He always has at least one upset of the week.
Yeah, he does.
Chargers, Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs. I mean, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this one. Dolphins, Eagles.
I'm going with the Dolphins because I don't think the Eagles' defense has enough speed to match up with that Dolphins offense.
I agree with you on that, and I say I don't think the Eagles' offense right now can be in a shootout with the Dolphins.
There's something wrong with the Eagles' offense.
Yes, and I don't know what it is, but it's not the same as it was last year.
No, it's not.
And yeah, I see the Dolphins. This game is going to be a shootout, and the Eagles can't consistently keep going with that offense. So, yeah, that's the Sunday night game. Oh, I'm tuning into that one.
Yes, I am too.
Oh, what a game! And it's a Monday night game.
Yep, this
Niners,
is the Monday.
Vikings. Niners. What score? Injuries galore throughout both teams.
I'm saying 46 total points.
I'll do 49. That's mine. That's it.
And now we come to the end of the show. I think I got the
I actually think it was Owen's turn. I think I actually think it was Owen's turn because it goes you, then me, then him, and then he's not here because I did it last week. So we're gonna make him do it 2 weeks in a row.
Sounds good to me. All right, let me get our. All right, folks. Once again, we want to say thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Inside the Locker Room. On behalf of myself, Big Time Tony, Dope Ass Jeff, and Part Timer Owen, we want to say thanks again for being here with us. Remember to hit the subscribe button and click on the notifications so you know when we're going live. And once again, we want to say thank you to everybody. We enjoy doing these podcasts for you. We enjoy making you people laugh. We enjoy making ourselves laugh because you never know what's going to come out of our mouths. That's for damn sure. Nope. Especially mine.
Yeah, I'm fucking Mr. Bill Parcells.
So, but once again, we want to say thanks, everybody. And we'll see everybody next week.